All right, who have we got here?
Talon.
I'll give you a handshake, but it looks like your hands are full. What was your name, sir?
Talon.
Talon.
Yeah.
I'm Jack. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You'd seen us before, haven't you?
Yes.
You're familiar with us?
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. So I want to just start with an interesting question. I just want to get your thoughts on this. So let's say, do you know what lab-grown meat is?
No, not really.
So it's meat that's grown inside of a lab. So without an animal. They might use one single cell of an animal and they'll grow flesh in, say, I don't know how they grow it, but they grow it inside a lab and you get a steak without an animal.
Right.
Okay. So you get what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, let's say you've got lab-grown meat here and you got actual meat that came from an animal that was sent to a slaughterhouse, for example.
Yep.
What is more ethical?
Well, I couldn't tell you. Probably the lab meat, I'm guessing. I don't know.
So by ethical, I mean, like, what is morally preferable? Like, what is the better option when you're considering what that animal has to go through and like?
Well, then it would have to be lab meat because all you're taking is one cell out of an animal and putting it through, well, as you say, like the lab and everything, and you can make the meat out of it, but
without having to kill the animal.
Yeah.
Why would you say that is morally preferable?
Well, you're not killing an animal as
You're
much,
not
I
killing
guess.
an animal. Why is it better to not kill an animal?
Well, it's better for the environment, I guess. Like, better for the sustainability of like all the animals that we kill each year, I guess. So.
Yeah, I mean, it would improve the impact on the environment. That is for sure. But would you say that's the number one reason?
No.
What would be the number one reason?
Couldn't tell you. Like, I don't know.
Well, let's take a step back. Are you against animal abuse?
No, not really. Like,
you're not against animal abuse, so you would say it's okay to abuse an animal?
Okay, would depend. What? Well, no, you put me in a position like no. I'm going to say no.
Why would you not be against animal abuse?
Personally, I eat the meat, so.
Sure.
But I don't go through the whole process of killing it, so like I don't know what goes on behind it. But I'll eat the meat. Yeah. So I don't know all the abuse that goes on behind it and like everything else about it. So yeah.
Okay. But just generally then. Do you think it's okay to abuse an animal?
No.
No.
No, because you wouldn't go out of your way to go bash a dog or anything, would you?
Exactly. If there was like a dog here and I was going to chop that dog's head off, well, that's a form of abuse. You say it's wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong.
What if there was a pig in front of me and I was going to chop that pig's head off?
Yeah.
That's still abuse. And you're against abuse.
Yeah.
You would say it's wrong to abuse an animal.
See, I couldn't sit there and watch it. Yes. But like,
But you participate in it, right?
Yeah.
Because you put money towards that.
So
it's like paying the hitman to go kill an animal on your behalf.
Yeah.
All right. Now coming back to this lab-grown situation, you said it would be more ethical, morally preferable to purchase lab-grown meat as compared to actual meat.
Yeah.
Because an animal isn't murdered in that process. They're not abused in that process. You're against animal abuse.
Yeah.
So essentially, if you were to make that choice, you're not being a hypocrite in that case. However, because you do pay for it every single day, you are a hypocrite. You contradict your values.
Yeah.
How do you feel about being a hypocrite?
Oh, I get told every day by my stepmom anyway, like she sends us videos of like how
your stepmom's vegan?
Oh yeah, so I hear about it all the time and why we shouldn't. Like, she's not fully against it as well, but like she's like, just we need to think about what we're doing with the animals and like like why, like what they go through and like why their lives are not as good as ours and like when you gas the pigs and everything. I've seen a bunch of that.
Seen that?
Oh, I've definitely seen that. Like I've seen everything. So like I get that's not bad, but like I enjoy eating meat. Like I've grown up eating it, so like it's just I don't know. But
so you enjoy the taste.
Enjoy the taste. That but I couldn't like kill them myself.
That's right.
So
and I remembered that question now. The number one benefit of choosing the vegan option, and you didn't know the number one benefit. Do you want to have another go at that?
No, no, I wouldn't know the number.
So the number one benefit would actually be for those animals, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to be abused. They're not going to be murdered on your behalf.
Yeah.
The number one benefit for you, though, is you did talk about the environment, but for you, you're against animal abuse.
Yeah.
Well, by going vegan, you wouldn't be a hypocrite anymore. You would live your life consistently without contradicting your values.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be an animal abuser and a murderer.
Yeah.
Do you think that would be a preferable way to live?
Be better.
Yeah.
We'll be helping the environment a lot more. So
you'd be helping the animals, number one. Because now when you mention the environment, it's interesting because yes, that is a benefit of going plant-based, right?
Yeah.
And it's a secondary benefit of going vegan. But let's say that, there were humans being exploited, abused, and gassed in gas chambers, and that's happened in history.
Yep.
And if I said, what would be the number one benefit of not abusing humans, and you said the environment, could you understand how that would be a little bit strange?
Yeah.
Why would that be a bit strange?
Well, it's kind of the way of life, isn't it? Like, well, I mean, wars happen for a reason and everything, but like...
Sure, yeah, I mean, like, there might be reasons for war, but I'm just talking about generally.
Yeah, well...
You're abusing a human, like an innocent human, that deserves to have their right to life respected.
Yep.
And you said the number one benefit to not abusing those humans would be for the environment. Do you see how that's completely disregarding the victim's position?
Yeah.
The abuse that they're going through?
Yeah.
Like imagine yourself in those animals' position, right?
Yeah.
And someone said, oh, it's good for the environment to stop abusing you.
Yeah.
Be like, what about me?
Yeah, legit.
What would you want your oppressor to do if you were in the victim's position?
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Would you want them to go vegan if you were going to be gassed alive?
Am I being eaten?
Yeah, if you were in the animal's position that you pay to go into slaughterhouses every day, or even if they don't go into a slaughterhouse, just a shot to the head, a knife to the throat, what would you want your oppressor to do?
Yeah, probably will then go vegan from
there.
there.
Man.
Well, I wouldn't want to be killed, but like... Yeah, see, but as I say, it's personal preference for the people who's eating meat, though. Like, so.
But it's your personal preference, your taste, pleasure, whatever it is.
Doesn't help the animals that are getting abused by it, but
no, it doesn't outweigh the murder.
Yeah.
Their entire life. What's more valuable, man?
Their
entire life. Their life. It's quite simple, man.
Yeah.
So what's actually going to be stopping you from going vegan at any point after this conversation? Like, what would be the thing that's hindering you from doing that?
The taste.
I
love it.
Yeah, man. Did you know that you can get all that same taste
from everything else? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the same question's asked is like, does taste justify murdering somebody?
Yeah. Yeah, no, probably not.
It doesn't. It doesn't, man. It's really that simple at the end of the day. And I was in the same position as you. How old are you, by the way?
17.
17. I was 17 when I went vegan. I'm 24 now. So 7 years ago. And I was the exact same as you in the sense that I knew it was wrong. And actually, my mum was vegan.
Yeah.
This is really weird because I'm in the exact same position as you right now.
And like you know all about it. But
I knew
you
all
didn't
about
want to
it.
change, like type of thing. Like you were half and half.
Well, for me, I was very hesitant to change. I think there was a lot of like being masculine and coming to age and taste. Taste is really the fundamental thing. You're changing your whole life in a way. In a way, I mean, look back in hindsight, not much changed. I literally just swapped from animal-based foods to vegan-based foods that have such good taste. Like the most taste I've ever had has been since going vegan, actually.
Yeah, well, a lot of their stuff, like the plant-based meats and everything, you don't actually tell the difference. Like,
no.
Well, it's like, buddy, a few of the things my stepmom's made, like, she's actually eaten it, and I've looked at her and go, that's meat. She goes, no. Like, mushrooms, she turns into meat. I'm sitting there like, mushrooms. Like, out of everything you can change,
mushrooms. You can literally go to Coles or Woolies now,
stuff,
and you can get like the vegan chicken, the vegan beef strips.
Tastes good. Like,
oh my god!
I
had it for lunch. I have it for lunch most days because it's high in protein. But the main difference between that and the animal-based one is no one has to be murdered for it.
Exactly.
And you're against murder. You're against abuse. So it's just about granting animals the same rights to life as you grant humans.
Yeah.
Because it's a contradiction not to do that. If taste is the only reason, humans taste good too. We wouldn't justify killing humans because they taste good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's leave it there, man. I'll finish with one more question. It's like, if you were to go vegan at some point in the future, or you could go vegan after this conversation, however long you choose not to go vegan, what's going to happen, man?
Well, as you say, everyone, like, bloody all the animals are going to get murdered and all sorts. So.
On your behalf?
Yeah.
Look, they're still probably going to be, they're going to be murdered either way.
Yeah.
But supply and demand, you're not responsible for the animals being murdered on your behalf.
Yeah.
You can live your life more comfortably knowing that you aren't a hypocrite and you're not going against your values of not abusing animals.
Yeah.
It's that simple, man. Fist, thank you so much for that, bro.
Thank you.
I really do appreciate that conversation. It was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, you're all good.
Oh, cheers, bro.
Thank you.
All right, you have a good day, man.
You too.